Please welcome our next speaker, Kelley Fitzgerald, presenting Out of Focus, the Underlooked Problem of Medication for ADHD.
Your childhood in school was the most influential part of your life, something that had a great part in shaping you into who you are today. Our teachers were like second parents to us, educating us more about the world around us in different ways than our parents did. Sure, we may have forgotten the facts and formulas that we learned there, but the basis on which we learn and comprehend life today was created by the basic truths that we learned in school, such as how to add and multiply, how the world came to today in its history, and how to read, write, and even speak properly. But for some children, acquiring that knowledge is more difficult to do, thanks to focusing and motivational issues. And for these kids, the only support they're receiving is through medication and stimulants, not even to help solve or eliminate these tendencies, but to merely temporarily suppress them. Why are these children not being taught about how to overcome the part of their minds that makes certain things more difficult for them? Why are they not taught about being a child and how to grow? And why are the parents of these children still supplying them with these medicines and drugs that are only hindering them from learning how to deal with their issues on their own? This cannot continue. So, what is it that's unique about these kids? Well, they have what's known as ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, a mental condition that causes a dopamine deficiency in one's brain, causing them to lose all motivation to focus and seek stimulation from whatever source they can find. Schools should not expect these children, or any child for that matter, to come to school fully mentally and emotionally prepared to learn. They should expect them to be immature little kids who not only know little to nothing about the subject that they are studying, but have no reason to want to learn it as well. They are young children, and while the main goal of schools is to simply teach them more about the subject that they're learning, they should also help the child learn about their faults and how to deal with their disorder on their own. Schools should be a guiding figure for these children. If there is no guidance, then medication might seem like the only reasonable choice for dealing with the disorders. And if that becomes the case, then they will develop a reliance on the drugs that prohibits them from learning how to deal with their issues on their own. Not to mention, it will quickly drain the family of their finances. It is a vicious cycle that people feed into only because they see no other choice. And even if they do see another way, they are quickly deterred from it due to it being seemingly unachievable. The only way to break the cycle of falling into the need of medication is through communication and cooperation between the family and the school, the parent and the teacher. ADHD may have negative side effects, such as difficulty controlling attention, impulsiveness, and a lack of motivation for long-term rewards. But there are also many benefits to ADHD. Due to the nature of the disorder and how it stems from a dopamine deficiency in the brain, causing the person to seek entertainment from any sort of source, this allows for them to have much more energy available to them, since it is harder for them to focus and more difficult for them to relax, which results in them being more outgoing and sociable and open to share their thoughts. This allows for a much better performance and contribution to more active activities, such as group activities and hands-on work, as opposed to more passive ones, such as lectures and learning periods, that have a requirement to sit still, stay quiet, and do your work in order to do well. These positive attributes to ADHD show just another reason to avoid using medication and teach the child how to work with their bad attributes and utilize their good ones. And if the child can form long-term goals to gain motivation from inside themselves, they can be nearly unstoppable. You may think this doesn't apply to you, but if you know even one person with ADHD, then it does. If we can prioritize treating ADHD and other similar diagnoses with effort towards change, if we can help teach how to deal with the obstacles of focusing issues and motivational deficits, such as having a moment with someone to help them comprehend something better, or teach how to deal with the obstacles of focusing issues and motivational deficits, we can stop relying on medication to do these things for us. We can turn schools into a place to learn more about ourselves, instead of just meeting academic benchmarks. We can turn it into the second home that it's always been for these children. We can change the future of America, starting with the children who will grow up to shape it. Thank you.